Now, the GOP pollster, Fox News contributor in Newport Beach, California, how all of this is sorting out. What do you think, Frank?
I barely understood the last 2 minutes of your show. And if I don't understand it, then the American people aren't going to understand it. Was Hillary Clinton playing politics with an important policy issue? Absolutely. But when has that not happened? And when you're focusing on Donald Trump and the sexual allegations, unfortunately, when has that not happened? This is why you had a 20 million person drop in the number of people who watched the debates. This is why this election is being frozen in place, why more Americans hate both candidates than at any time in modern American history, and why the public just cannot wait for this to be over. Neil, it's going to be very hard to move the needle, which is why this event on Wednesday, the very last confrontation between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, is going to determine this election. Unless Trump emerges with a clear victory, then the presidential race will be preordained, and the only battle will be over the Senate and the House.
We were looking at this real clear politics average where Hillary Clinton has about a 5-point lead. Do you expect now, this is pre these latest allegations of these other women, do you expect that to move?
No, I don't. I think that's now baked in. I think most of the WikiLeaks information, which you are correct, the public simply doesn't know because Donald Trump's issues...
I wasn't talking about the WikiLeaks. I'm talking about these other women and their allegations. Do you think that further hurts him?
I'm doing the comparison. No,
okay,
it doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't is that the public has now come to a conclusion about Donald Trump as a person. And what the Trump campaign doesn't realize is that the way that it is fighting back is actually keeping this an issue. The fact is, he's spending much more time on that than he is on talking about change, talking about connecting to real people, fighting to bring about the type of government that the American people are demanding. Neil, 72% of Americans want a fundamental change in the way Washington works. And yet Donald Trump is only talking about that in maybe 10 or 15% of his speeches. He's spending way too much time on these allegations.
You know, I know his supporters are very rabid. They've been with him through all of this. You've always reminded me that those supporters, and they're proving it with these long lines in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, to see him in a couple hours. But he needs more than that. Is there any sense you're getting with his fighting these latest allegations that he's jeopardizing that? He's doing so because he says that this is just ridiculous. These are not true. He has examples. He'll talk to and show individuals who will claim otherwise with some of these charges. But you're saying he's just getting preoccupied with it and knee-deep in it, right?
So let me give you the solution to this. Number one, he has to announce what he will do in the first 24 hours after he's elected president and in the first 24 hours after he became president on January 20th. Number two, he needs to put forward a half a dozen members of his cabinet so he can demonstrate beyond reproach that he actually has the kind of advisors that the American people would feel comfortable with. Number three, he needs to connect not ideologically, but in the day-to-day concerns of Americans. How is he going to provide more choices, more time, more money, fewer hassles, no worries, better lifestyle, better work-life balance? And number four, and probably this is the most important, from the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you go to sleep at night, what is Hillary Clinton going to do and what is Donald Trump going to do? If he does those four things in the debate, he will clarify what it means to have a Trump presidency. But if he doesn't, if it is only an attack without any kind of sense of what the difference Donald Trump would make, then this election will be over. He has 4 days to figure this out and to talk about it Wednesday evening.
All right, Frank, thank you very much. Frank Luntz.